The Trial of the Gods are now harder than ever thanks to a new hard mode, and the first god we can try on this new mode is Sekhmet, and she does put up a fight. So I thought let's share some tips on how to kill her to get the sweet reward. I will tell you in this video. If you enjoyed that, then a like would be super appreciated, and let's go. So first, if you're not familiar with the hard mode, every week in March we will get a new hard mode version of a familiar god alongside a normal mode version. These gods will be 3 levels higher than your max level, so 43 if you are level 40 and 48 if you are level 45. Meaning that the enemies you will have to kill can take way more damage and kill you easier as well. The enemy scaling option does not impact the level of the gods. But there is more that makes this fight harder. The enemies take less damage from the attacks from the gods. While normally you could let the beam from Sekhmet do the work for you, now it only pushes the enemies back. So you really got to do the work yourself, and that is the most challenging part of this hard mode, killing these warriors that are attacking you, especially on the nightmare difficulty. This can be a pain. Because yes, the difficulty of your game does impact the amount of health and damage the enemies inflict to you. So lowering it will make it easier to win the fight. And then you still get the reward, like I said. So what I did to kill Sekhmet is use my Morning Sunlight bow to deal double the amount of damage when you are 20 meters away from the target, and during a Trial of the God fight you are that most of the time. You get this bow in the Horus pack from the season pass, but every other light bow also works. It just takes more time to kill the gods. Another great light bow, for example, is the Composite bow that also has health on hit. For the other bow slot, I pick a warrior bow to keep the attacking enemies away from me. I use the Jackal's Gaze myself, but I know that not everyone has this bow, so another warrior bow with maybe health on hit or bleeding on it can also do the job for you. Just make sure that you use a light bow to attack the god and a warrior bow to keep the enemies away from you. For melee weapons, I use a sword so I can keep the enemies away as well, but still do the necessary damage. I use the Hercules Gladius first that you can get from a Heka chest or in the Helix store, but of course if you don't have it yet, don't get it, because the item you get from killing the first god on the hard mode is the same, but 1 perk level better. Anyway, I think that a sword, maybe one with health on hit or health on kill, is really nice to keep you in the fight. What I do with my sword is start the attack and push ability by holding the light attack button, and then before the enemy can reach me he still gets caught in the combo, but then he gets pushed away so I don't put myself in danger. It's of course also smart to use the sword after you throw an enemy on the ground with your warrior bow. For the other melee weapon, I use a new heavy blade to sometimes do the overpower attack and immediately kill 2 enemies, or for example the big guy, because he will of course spawn in the third phase and you want to kill him as fast as possible because he will do a ton of damage, especially on the higher difficulties. Be careful of course with the overpower attack, because you can still get hit by the attacks from Sekhmet. So for example, do it when she just finished her laser beam attack. If you're playing on a harder difficulty, make sure you first damage the enemies before you do the overpower attack, so you immediately kill him and then can throw the weapon to the other guy. That's like the basic idea of the fight. Use the light bow to kill the boss, use a warrior bow and your sword to kill the enemies, and a heavy blade can work for the overpower attacks. Make sure you always have a high health bar. You do that by running away from the incoming attacks of course, and also to use health on hit or health on kill weapons. So it can happen that you have 2 full bars, just hit another enemy with a health on hit weapon or a health on kill weapon to get back into that third bar, and then the regeneration can do the rest. For shields, I by the way use the Tomb Protector for the overall protection against melee and ranged attacks. I hope these tips help you kill Sekhmet on the hard difficulty. I really think Ubisoft added some nice little twist to make the fight harder than before. It's now a real challenge. Curious to see what will happen with the other gods. So of course subscribe to stay up to date on everything Assassin's Creed Origins. Check out my video going in depth on all the Trial of the God events that are going on right now. Also telling you what the rewards are, etc, etc. Like this video to support the channel. I'll speak to you next time, and goodbye.